Hi, I'm Black Dragon, and thanks for tuning in to another edition of Black Dragon Biker TV. And as always, we'd like to thank you for tuning in from no matter wherever it is that you happen to be in the whole entire world. So this was an interesting one that we got that would go on the top 5, but I don't know if I'm calling it a top 5, so I'll call it Ask Black Dragon. And it's really kind of interesting. I got this message. It says, what does it say? It says, Black Dragon, I am in a CoEd club. My president wants to make a female sergeant at arms to handle the female members. Do you think this is a good idea? And yes, we have a male sergeant at arms already. So he's in a CoEd club, and the president feels like he needs a female sergeant at arms to handle the female members. So one of my subscribers already chimed in on this before I got a chance to answer it. He asked the question, so you're going to have a position only for a gender. I can see that already having problems. So I thought that was interesting. And so the guy who asked the question said, yes, I can see that as having problems too. That's why I'm soliciting opinions. So my subscriber said, well, here's my opinion. When you have two people of the same job, but only for certain genders, you're gonna get a lot of he said, she said, and BS. I'm not sexist, but I think your sergeant at arms enforcer should be your toughest person who knows protocol. Remember, this person plans your getaways and all. If you want to give that person an assistant that primarily deals with the women, that's up to you. But I still think that leads to he said or she said. That's my opinion. I was around a club that had a position called a bar captain who acted as a sergeant at arms if the sergeant at arms wasn't in place. But usually that's if your chapter is heavy. And by heavy, he means if you've got a lot of people, and so you need 2 or 3 sergeant at arms. In my motorcycle club, we have on the East Coast, it's kind of interesting, we have sergeant at arms and assistant sergeant at arms. And we've even had co-sergeant at arms. And on the West Coast, we have a master sergeant at arms and sergeant at arms, or a master sergeant at arms and assistant sergeant at arms. Kind of a little bit of an interesting split, but that's the kind of the way it went in my club. So here's my opinion. If you are truly in a co-ed club, you know, if your club is what you call a co-ed club, then to split the responsibilities down the sexes, to me, is sexist. And there should be no sexism in a co-ed club. The men shouldn't be sexist, the men shouldn't be sexist. If it's a co-ed club, there should be no sexism. I feel like if she's good enough to be a sergeant at arms for the women, she's good enough to be a sergeant at arms for the men in a co-ed club. There is no such thing as a lady sergeant at arms. No one would ever understand a patch that said females only sergeant at arms. They would laugh your club off the bike set, I would imagine. The sergeant at arms rank is about your mental toughness, discipline, maturity, experience, experience of the biker set, and knowledge of the bylaws, as well as the ability to handle things fairly, plus keep the club secure at all times. A badass woman is just as capable of doing this as a badass man, especially if they both exist in the same club. You can look at Joan of Arc or the Ethiopian Amazon warrior queen Candace, or the women in the Israeli army for examples. Now, a male-dominated or all-male club, well, this would never happen. But in a co-ed club, it very well could, and perhaps maybe it should. Co-ed means, to me, everyone is the same. So the president seems to me to be of the wrong mindset if that's how he's trying to split the club. Now, I don't often speak on non-traditional motorcycle clubs because that's not really my thing. But if I were in a co-ed motorcycle club, I would damn well I would demand that everything be co-ed, even down to electing a female president if she were qualified. And I know I'll catch a lot of hell for that one. But it is what it is. If you're in a co-ed motorcycle club, then make it co-ed. And if you don't like that, then don't join a co-ed motorcycle club. Well, that's my 2 cents. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. Have you dealt with this before? What do you think about it? Is the president making a mistake, or is he doing the right thing? And we'd just love to read what you say down in the comments, and we're going to check it out. I'm actually going to start a section where we're reading what people say in the comments, just like this, so we can kind of see what people say. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in and remind you all to, yeah, get skinny.